Hey YouTube, have you ever overpacked or lost your luggage while traveling? Or worse, wondered what would happen if you lost your passport while traveling internationally? If you have, this video is definitely for you.
Don't play with her, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not understanding.
I'm going to be looking at my phone a lot just to make sure that I stay on target. My phone has all of my notes because this is some extremely personal and important topics, that I want to make sure that I cover, with you. So I am actually going to go over 5 traveling hacks that will save you your mental anguish, money, and just good travel tips. So come along with me as we go through the process. A few years ago, my family and I, it was about 20 of us, so extended family, we were traveling to Dubai. And at the time, it was during COVID, and we were needing to make sure that we had our forms to show that we were vaccinated, and that we were free of COVID. And going across the border from Dubai to UAE required our passports as well to prove that the information that we were showing them reflected the person that they were about to allow through to the next state. In our case, we were headed to UAE. Well, it was 18 of us, and somehow along the way, one person or maybe two people, it was chaotic. This is a process that was not normal going over to the UAE, but now it is, normal. Again, it was during the time of COVID, and I don't know if this is still the case, but there were so many people trying to travel to see, the Emirates Palace and the Grand Mosque. It was just very, very chaotic. And they took all of the information, the passports, the COVID records, the vaccination records, and they just, passed you through. And one person of the group got all the information. But remember, I told you it was about 18 to 20 of us that traveled. Well, we get on the bus, and again, in the midst of chaos and just trying to get through the process, my daughter's passport was lost. Yep, my daughter's passport in the UAE while we were staying in Dubai was completely lost, gone missing. And baby, when I tell you, Sally Field's movie, Not Without My Daughter, is all that I could think of. When it was one of the most scariest times of my life. So we got over to the UAE. We got through. We didn't recognize it until we were at the Emirates Palace that I didn't have her passport. Going back into Dubai, we didn't need to show our proof because we had already gotten clearance, so we didn't need proof. So thank God she was permitted to go back to the hotel with us. Now, this is halfway through our trip. I want to say we had about 3 more days of travel, right, before we were headed back to the States. So what do you do? What do you do? How do you contact the United Emirates? Honey, I got on Google. I tried to go up there. Now, let me just say, the United States Embassy, I'm sorry, it is not in the beautiful portion of Dubai that we see on television. It is not in the most kosher area. First of all, I take that back. The embassy was not necessarily in the new area of Dubai. It was in a decent area, maybe like the business district. But what we had to do first is go to the police station to file a police report before the embassy would even help us. So, going to the police station, you guys, oh my God, it's not in the beautiful portion of Dubai that we see on television. And to be perfectly honest, it was frightening. It was in a very unfamiliar surrounding. Um, yeah, it just didn't look like the Dubai that I had come to love. Granted, nothing happened. We were, through language barriers and all, we were able to obtain our police report. Then we had to go to their photo department or their business area and obtain some pictures for my daughter because the United States Embassy, they don't do all of that. So you have to go and find your way to get these things done. And then while obtaining the police report, once you get it, you then have to send an email to the embassy and hope and pray that someone responds. You guys, I sent that email. It must have been on a Wednesday. I don't, and we were leaving out, I want to say that Saturday, supposed to be, but without my daughter's passport, we we weren't going anywhere. My daughter was a minor. She was, I want to say 17 at the time. So there was no way that I was leaving without my daughter. Where were we going to stay? What were we going to do? Fear of the unknown. You all, I've never dealt with the United States Embassy or the consulate. Never. So having this be my first experience was a bit scary, to say the least. My family's vacation, it was filled with prayer, and I'll be honest, it was some worry. I know you're not supposed to have faith and fear, but lose your child's passport in another country. Fear comes to par. Fear kicks in. And it definitely came over me. So through that process, the embassy finally responded. I want to say that Friday, we had everything that the website said that we would have to have in order to have a successful appointment, knowing that we needed it by Friday in order to potentially be able to leave out that's Saturday or Sunday. Nevertheless, because they weren't open on weekends. Now, trying to get in the gates, honey, it was armed guards everywhere. Once I got into the embassy, it felt like America. It felt very comfortable, very much so like home, like somebody was going to hear my prayer and I was going to be okay. Guys, a travel hack, one of the most important travel hacks that I could have you have is to store, and I'm not going to show you for obvious reasons, store all of copies of your personal identification in your phone in case you've overpacked and purses or your personal belongings get lost and it just so happens to be the bag with your ID, your passport in it. You need to have some level of proof that you are you. And a picture goes a very, very, very long way. Guys, have a picture of your ID. Have a full picture of your full passport. When I say full passport, I'm trying to cover like all of these numbers down here, all of the identification and numbers that are present on your passport. You want to make sure that you have a copy of that. And I would even have a copy of this page that gives a second picture. You guys, for your protection, make sure you have a copy of your birth certificate, your driver's license, your passport, and store that for if you're parents, store that not only for you, But for your children, if you're married, your spouse, if you're dating, your boyfriend, I don't care. Make sure that anyone that you are traveling with has a copy of their personal identification on them in their phone. It is so essential and crucial, and it could mean, and if something were to get lost or out of the way, that's your proof that you are you. Because if you lose, I was just traveling, this Christmas with my family. We were on our our annual New Year's Eve trip, and my cousin, she had a lot of bags. We overpack, and her fanny pack somehow got lost somewhere. Well, that fanny pack had all of her identification, she and her son's passports. And guess what? After we left Dubai, she was with me. We now know we don't travel without proper identification on our persons, meaning in our phone. If we lose our bag, guess what? 9 times out of 10, our phone is on us. Or if you have an Apple phone or even an Android, your data is stored on the cloud, a cloud that you have access to with or without this phone. You all do yourself a favor. By her having that information, we were in Port Canaveral. We drove 2.5 hours to Miami. They granted us an emergency passport appointment for her. Thank God she came down 2 days before our cruise left. And why is a passport necessary for a cruise? Absolutely not. But remember, she lost her fanny pack. Her fanny pack had all of her identification inside: driver's license, passport. And although she didn't need a passport, she couldn't get an Illinois driver's license while we were located in Florida. So the only thing that we could get that would have appropriate documentation is her passport. So she scored that emergency appointment in Miami. So we drove 2.5 hours, 3 hours from Orlando to Miami, got the appointment. Because she had all of her identification on her, she was able to obtain an authentic passport same day. Now, for my daughter, we didn't get a full passport. What we got, and we paid the full price for a passport, but we got an emergency passport for Layla. That emergency passport was good for 1 year. The good thing about the emergency passport is because we had paid at the U.S. Embassy for this passport, we were able to go to a regular, United States passport agency here in the States, and they traded the temporary passport for a full passport. And I don't believe we had to pay any costs because we had already paid our costs. And so they didn't charge us to transfer it from a temporary to a permanent. Moral of the story is we were fortunate enough that we had a copy of identification on our persons. You guys, do yourself a favor. All important information, store it. Take a picture and store it. That's the first and the most important travel hack that I can give you. Second travel hack is when you are booking your flights or your trips. Remember, I've been telling you guys you can book it. You can book it on Emirates Vacations, Southwest Vacations, Travelocity, and so many more. American Airlines. Everyone has a vacation. American Express. They all have vacation packages that they allow you to book. When you are pricing your vacations, hear me clear. Price your vacation in incognito mode on your device. You know why? If you don't book it at that moment because you're searching and you want to find the best price, by you being in incognito, it doesn't track who you are from your server, which means when you go back in to book it, now your price isn't escalated because you've already searched for it. Something about these computers, when you search in your search engine more than once, that second time that you go back in, that price won't be the same. So make sure, guys, Do your research in incognito. When you are ready to book, book on your normal, search engine. A great travel hack that's going to save you a lot of money. Another travel hack: always pack a reusable water bottle and snacks. And I'm going to tell you why, especially for the airport. Don't put anything in that your water bottle. Once you get past security, fill up your water bottle. I don't know about you, but I get extremely dehydrated on flights. I hear about all that's happening on these flights with the ice, the water. Don't drink the ice. Don't trust whatever. I have my own water with me. I fill it up in the airport at the refillable filtered tanks, or either, whatever the case may be, in a safe, secure mechanism. And guess what? I feel very comfortable with that water. I have not had any problems with that filtered water at the airport, and I did not pay $10 for a water bottle at the airport. You know it when you know you know. Also, snacks. We cruise, we vacation. In the evening, at home, you have accessibility to your pantry or your cabinets with your junk drawer. Well, in the evening time when you're vacationing, sometimes these kids, sometimes you just want a little treat. If you're traveling international, their treats are a little different from ours. Pack you a few snacks in your bag, whether you want them on the plane, whether you need them in your hotel room or your cruise room. Listen, it's make sure you pack your snacks. Cruises don't really sell the chips that I eat. They sell a couple of little weird bags. I like what I like. When I want a bag of chips, I want what I want. Pack you that. My husband loves Chips Ahoy. Guess what? I bring some Chips Ahoy, and I'm not telling you guys to bring the full pantry. That's not what I bring. A few snacks, not taking up too much room. Don't go overboard. Don't just within reason. Bring you a few snacks that you will appreciate once you get there. That's just a good travel hack, and it will save you money. One of my third ones, guys, is travel during shoulder season. Now, I can tell you, holiday season, more like Thanksgiving, Christmas, um, in the summertime when kids are out of school, high volume times to travel. Very high volume times to travel. Our New Year's Eve trip, we've been doing it annually now for 10 years. And we're up to about 25 family members now that come with us. And when I tell you that very next week, if we were to travel the following week, where we may pay 2,000 per person, if we travel that very next week, 750 per person. That's how drastically that cost goes down. If you go just a week after the high peak season, just a week after or a week before, you'd be amazed at the savings you could have. Go right before that week, right before the kids get out of school, or the week right after all the kids go back. Listen, I believe that travel is a part of my children's education. So if they miss 3 days of school because I am giving them real life experience and education, so be it. Schools don't mind. It's not like my kids miss school. So if they miss 3 days or 4 days, because, I try to pair it in with the weekend, guess what? Especially if it's the last week of school or the first week of school, they aren't missing anything anyway. First week back from a vacation, those teachers don't want to be there that week anyway. They're still in vacation mode. I'm just telling you guys, I'm trying my best to save you money. Another travel hack: loyalty points and cash back apps. Listen, I use for my cash back app. I use a company called Fetch. You all, I'm saving money on Fetch by just scanning my receipts. That's it, scanning my receipts. I get gift cards for the gas station, for Starbucks, for stores I grocery shop in, for the cruise ship, for the airlines. You all I do, all I do, I don't pay for anything other than what I would normally be buying, and I scan every last receipt. I also connect my email so that, when you do the email receipts to my Gmail account, it pulls all Gmail receipts. So I don't have to manually scan those receipts. I just press something in the app and it automatically goes and fetches all of my receipts within that certain, time period. It costs me nothing. I have two major credit cards, and I make sure that the credit cards that I have, American Express, and I have a Sapphire Reserve card from Chase. Now, granted, I pay annually for these credit cards, but the rewards that I get are absolutely worth it. On both of those credit cards, I get hotel rewards. American Express, I know off the top of my head because I just used it, $200 toward any hotel I use or within their required hotel listing. It just so happens to be the hotels I would stay in anyway. In addition to that, I can choose any airline, and that year, American Express will cover up to $120 or $150 back in additional fees. So all these airline companies charging for baggage, charging for seat upgrades. Guess what? I'm going to pay for baggage anyway. I'm going to pay for seat upgrades anyway. If your carrier is, say, American Express, American Airlines, United Airlines, Southwest Airlines, you can put that Delta, you can put that carrier as your chosen airline carrier for the year. They will reimburse you. No questions asked. No questions asked. As long as you use that American Express card, they will reimburse you up to, I want to say, $125 for a calendar year. It's so many rewards. And let's not talk about the points. The points that I get, especially when I book my travel through them, the points that I get on purchases that I would normally be making anyway. All of those points, those sign up bonuses, guess what? All of those points come back to me as airline rewards, as cash back offers, which I never use it for that, but you can, as credits you can pay towards your bill. I never use it for that, but you can. I typically use my points for all travel, airline travel to be exact. I'm saving hundreds and hundreds of dollars by just doing what I would normally do anyway. So I told you guys, once a week, I'm going to be sharing some hacks. I'm going to be sharing travel plans, things that I use every day to help me help you save a dollar. So you all take these travel hacks and do with them what you please, but don't say I didn't tell you. All right, you all have a good evening.